Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Twiher, and this will be a video onto floor 76 onto 79. Now I'll be going over the full mechanics and I will be answering every single one of your questions if you do leave them into the comments. Now this was taken from a 15-hour stream, which me messing up the whole floors, knowing that I could not get 80, which is a problem. Now get over the mechanics. This one, very simple. Don't get Crow to fire. Now, it took Cecilia to kick him into the dome piece, making sure that I can CC lock him with Sonya. But guess what? There's an easier way. Get Nyla. Nyla has a perk that allows her to jump to the highest attacker. She jumps to him and she will just wail on Crow, never him being able to do anything. That is absolutely insane. Now at that point I would honestly pick my chase once again, but this seemed like a way more fun strat. So all that we can say to this is I put some boots to ass and just cleared the whole dungeon. Great. Alright, time for floor 77. This took me about, I think, 4 to 5 hours because I have no unique weapons that make any sense. So the name of the game is Keep the Ball Away. That means you gotta push this guy as far as possible. So that means if you get Kara, if you get Miroru, if you get anything that can push away, then you got something great. Now I took Maria and I took Demael because Shackle is even a more potent way to get this guy out. Now the way this guy works is if you stun him, he will get a stack, and onto 10 stacks he will get himself debuff immunity. That was the reason why I took Yuno. And with this team I got a very potent way to get the shackles in, get the stuns in, etc. Now the funny thing is, if you go from 9 stacks to 10, which gives him the immunity, you will be able to still get the stun in and have time to debuff him in this case. So what I do is I get him to 9 stacks and they use S2 onto Kara because that one is a 4-second stun. What you could also use instead would be the shackle onto Demael, or if you have the shackle onto Maria, which is crazy. Now this to me would probably be the lowest budget team that you can ever find aside from my artifacts, because those are actually pretty crazy. And after you hit the 0 timer mark, this is when it becomes very hard to CC him. I'm still not sure how to do it properly. Knockbacks do work, shackles seem to work, but stuns don't seem to work at that point, but I could be wrong. I was so lucky at this point. Die! Yes! Suck it! Oh man, low budget team. Look at this, like, okay, it's not a very low budget, it's Blessing of Earth, but this is the upper 2 fireball and an amazing round on this. We got Yuno onto 3-star with some gear. We got Kara up here, no unique weapon, no unique treasure, and guess what? This lady has absolutely nothing except for the Blessing of Earth, or the Abyssal Crown. What the... Okay, so we got that out of the way. Ready, floor 78. Easiest one of all of them so far. What you need is you need a damaging dealer onto the lowest magical defense. That way Miriam will always target that person. Second, you will need a spirit morph ring. That way your first damaging dealer does not die from the get-go, because if you do, she will one-shot your team. Third, you will need a Midiana and a Lavril for the S3 and the S2 respectively. That means that if you pop the S2 onto Mediana, your character will not deplete more HP more than 5%. Same goes for the S2 Light perk onto Lavril, does exactly the same thing, and you will need to rotate between those two. Now for a last character, you could pick something with CC immunity, because if you do get CC, you don't have a lot of damage, and I'm not sure what the timer really does to you if it hits 0, although it happens into this movie. I took Yuno in this case simply for one reason, because Cecilia has onto her S2 with her unique treasure has a self cleanse, which is amazing. So once again, get yourself a Spirit Morph Ring, lowest defense onto your attackers, get Lavril Mediana, and you will be able to beat this. Simple. Alright, floor 79. Now this is a very unique gimmick. No crit. If you do crit over 50 times, this guy will jump and one-shots your team. There's no shield or whatsoever that can counter that. So there's two ways to go about this. One would be get somebody with very high crit, yeah, I kid you not, but with very low attack speed. Now one would be Ophelia. Ophelia will do an insane amount of damage to this guy, and well, the timer will not stack due to her attack speed. The other one would be get a very fast attacker, low attack speed, and Cecilia is obviously not one of the best for these. I would actually go for Ranger instead and try to do as much damage as possible without the crit. But since I have a very high base crit onto Cecilia, what do? Guess what? I get a Tarot card. Tarot card will diminish all of your crit rate to a very low standard. After he hits the 0 timer mark, this guy enrages, but before that, onto the last parts, it is actually very easy to kill yourself onto the reflex. This is why you need Mediana S3. This allows you to survive until your main damaging dealer. Now once he enrages, he will try and stun your whole team. Now do the same thing, but then to his face. If you lock him down, you can do a maximum amount of damage, like it exponentially rises, and that is the way you kill him. Oh yeah, and a little thing, he could jump at the 0 timer. What I do to counter that, I get Cecilia to that back line. I stand to his back and he never jumps on my team anymore. Alright, as for the gear that I'm using, well, we got ourselves the Priscilla, we got ourselves some other homies, and we got Philip in the building. And I actually changed something up with him, because one of the problems that he had was he was not doing enough P damage shred, and I did not want to manual him. So what I got is just a lot of attack speed extra for no reason, and in that way he could get just about anything. Now any of these other characters, let's check it out. We got Cecilia with 230. Yep, that would have been so much easier. So 230 plus 200 crit, minus 180 from the Tarot card, which could have been so much more amazing if I had a different damage dealer. But guess what? I don't have that. Mediana is very necessary onto her S3, allowing Cecilia to survive, and Priscilla obviously for cooldown reduction onto the S3 of Cecilia as well. So that's about it, guys.